Creating proposals. Proposals are a very powerful feature that you can use within Dubsado. Proposal, think of it like a menu. The items that you have on it are the food items that your clients are going to be choosing, but the proposal is the menu that houses all those items. From there, your clients can pick and choose what they like, sign the contract, and pay the invoice all within one form. So in this video, we're going to go through building a proposal, how to build out those packages, and some creative examples that we've seen other users use. We have heard great things from clients using proposals with their clients. In fact, one person told us that they made an extra $12,000 in 1 month that they did not expect after starting to use Dubsado proposals because it was so easy for their clients to pick and choose items and simply just add things on that they didn't necessarily have the convenience to do so elsewhere. So I'm going to show you how to do this and how to best use proposals to work for your business. Now, this next video that I'm going to show you is going to show you a more set way to use proposals. So if you have set packages and set prices on things. If you have a more customized structure to your business and you need to have special packages for every single client, you might want to watch our quote-like proposals, as that might be a great way to utilize proposals as well. But proposals are very versatile, so there's many ways that you can use it. And of course, if you need any help on finding a creative use for your business, send us an email or chat. We're happy to help brainstorm with you. So let's dive in just building a regular proposal. I'm going to show you a really quick example first. Here's an example of Kayla. She's a birthing photographer, but this is the most standard proposal-like format that I've seen, and it works kind of for every business. This proposal format, as you can see, it has proposal, contract, invoice, all three things at the top. The client will go through and pick the packages that they want. These are also packages, but just formatted a little bit differently to appear as an add-on, maybe less intimidating. These have a little bit more of a sophisticated feel since you're actually clicking a select button, but they're the same kind of packages, just formatted differently. So the client would go through, click select, add on all these things. Really neat thing that Kayla did in this proposal as well is put questions in it. So it actually puts a questionnaire within a proposal process. Essentially, she's knocking out 4 things: the proposal, questionnaire, contract, and invoice all within one form. This makes it really easy for your clients so they don't have to toggle back and forth between different emails, forms, and whatnot. So as soon as the client fills out all of this information, whether it be long or very simple, you can make it however you'd like. After the client fills it all out, they'll click submit and next. Of course, right now, since I'm testing it for you and I don't want to submit live data on this form, I'm just going to show you the manual way to go through. When your client is done filling out the form and selecting all their packages, they're going to click submit next. It's going to automatically take them to the contract where they can sign the contract. And then when they're done with the contract, it's going to take them through to the invoice. So that is the proposal, contract, invoice. Your client doesn't need to do anything. All they need to do is click submit next at the bottom, and they're directed through this entire process. Another example of using a proposal in Dubsado is maybe after the fact. Let's say you've delivered your services to your client and you're using the proposal to upsell your products. This is also a really neat example of only having the proposal and invoice. So maybe you don't need a contract. You can toggle those options on and off. So Cami has already delivered this picture of this dog to her client, but when she sent that picture, she decided she wanted to upsell it a little bit and said, hey, you can get it on a mug, a pillow, phone case, maybe some stationery. Client ended up choosing all these 4 options. They clicked submit next at the bottom. It's not there since the client already submitted it. And then they're automatically directed to the invoice, and then they could pay the invoice. This all happens automatically, and I'm going to show you exactly how we can do that. Let's go in and build a proposal. We're going to build the most standard type format that I've seen for proposals, like Kayla did, that birth photographer, with the 3 pictures at the top and the packages down below. So let's go ahead and add one. Click add, and we're going to start from scratch. I like to add the logo at the top just to make it look all nice. I got my logo added. Now I'm going to do that 3-column format with the photos above each package. I'm going to click and drag the column element. I'm going to choose 3 columns. And then I'm going to drag the image element into each column. I'm going to give those images their photos in just a second. I just want to get all my elements in there so then I could format them how I want to. Now I'm going to click and drag the package element below each image. Now I'm going to tell these pictures what they're going to be. And I've already pre-uploaded some things just to make it really easy and quick right now. Once I've added in all my images, now I can go tell my packages what they are going to be. I click the package, and then it presents me with the option to either create a new package or I can select from a package that I've already set up. Just for the sake of testing to see how it looks, I'm going to create a new package with you right now. I'm going to call this one my test package. I'm going to add a new line item, add any tax if you want to, and categories if you'd like to as well. I'm going to click Add Item. So it adds that item. If I need to add any more to this collection or just keep it that, I can do that. Save and Apply saves this package into your templates area and applies it to the proposal. Or if you don't want to save it into the templates area, you can just click Apply and it doesn't put it into your template. All right, so now I got my package added in. As you can see, a little preview right down there. I'm going to format it how I'd like to. Dubsado pre-populates it with the name of the package and the total. That's not the only things that you can have in there. You can definitely add more items. You can have the item names and amounts, which pretty much generates everything regarding that package. Or maybe you just want the item names and descriptions. You don't necessarily want the amounts next to each line item. You can generate just the item names. So those are the item names that we typed into the package. Quantity is if you would like to select a quantity box, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then the check boxes and the button, which the button's already on here. And I'll show you how to use each of those quantity and checkbox elements. I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to do the package name and package total. But if you also want to type something, you can type any custom things here. A neat little trick, you can type in the select button and have that text change as well. Once everything is formatted, color, font, whatever you'd like to do, you can close this and you could see the package that you have added, formatted however you want with all the items in it. Now, I'm going to tell the next package what it's going to be. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to choose from a package that I already have. I formatted it how I want to, and now I'm going to click close. And I'm going to do that with my third one. So now I got my 3 main packages in there. You can have as many as you'd like. I'm just keeping things simple just for the sake of the video. A neat little trick that I like to do is I just added an image element into the proposal, and I'm clicking on that, and I actually uploaded an image of a line. I did this as a nice divider. I've seen people use some really awesome dividers. As you can see, I have 3 little dots here as well I can use as a divider. I have another like line type I can use as a divider. But I just like using a more bold line and something that might represent your brand a little bit better. So I have my image of my line in there. Now I am going to use the 2-column format again so I can do those little add-ons. Keep in mind, this is not the only way that you can build a proposal. I am just building it because it's the most simple layout that I've seen and the easiest to do really quickly as well. So now that I got that all added in there, I'm going to drop my packages down there. So I have my packages. I'm just going to do 3 here as well. I added all those elements in. Now I'm going to tell those packages what they're going to be. I can create a new package or select from one that I already have. Now, since I'm going to be formatting this as a checkbox, I kind of want to clear out all the things that have pre-populated here. And I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to use the smart field, package, and I'm going to use the large checkbox, which populates this checkbox-like format. Now I'm going to have the name of the package generate and then the total of the package. Format however you want to with whatever fonts, type, smart fields. Once you're done, it will appear like this. I'm going to do the same for the rest of my packages. If you want to use the small checkbox, you can. It's just a smaller checkbox. I like to use the large checkbox because it's easier to see and it just goes with what I like. All right, once it's all formatted how you'd like, got it all in there, I'm just going to add another line because I'm going to add that questionnaire type format below. Before I do, I want to quickly show you how we can utilize the quantity box. Let's say for this web design package, instead of a select button, I want them to be able to choose how many of this package they want to add. So I'm going to take the select button out and I'm going to use the package quantity box. Like a shopping cart, when you choose a quantity, let's say of 2, it's going to double this total right here, or 3, 4, 5, whatever your client chooses. It's going to multiply this package down here. So when my client puts in a number, it will multiply. If you would like to set minimum and maximum quantity settings, you can. By setting a minimum quantity, if I set it to 6, When my client starts to type into that quantity box or put the little arrows up, the first number that's going to be seen is 6. So they cannot choose lower than 6 for this package. I can also set a max quantity as well. For now, I'm just going to keep it the default settings. Lastly, before we move on to the questionnaire area, I'm going to show you the pre-selected option. Let's say you want to guide your client through the proposal process and maybe show them which packages they need to choose. By clicking pre-selected, it automatically selects that package when the client opens the proposal, guiding them through. Your client does have the option to unselect that. So if you do want to force them to choose a package, just delete the select button after choosing this pre-selected. Now, when the client opens the proposal, there will already automatically be a total on that proposal for the $2,420 package. I'm going to keep it just like that so I can show you when we use this as an example. So now, like Kayla had, I'm going to add the questionnaire down here at the bottom. This is just an example if you need to ask questions on a proposal. And of course, not the only format that you can use. You can customize it however you want to. Now I'm going to click to add my options down at the bottom or click and drag. Once I got it all in there, I got my proposal process done. This is the first page that your client sees when they open the proposal. You can add video, you can add a file uploader, you can add awesome things to this proposal. And I'm just making it nice and simple here so that I can take you through the functionality. But add images, add your style, add your branding to this so that it looks like a representation of you. It looks like something additional to your website. Don't be afraid to customize away and really use up the graphics and images and the custom code blocks that we have. I have seen some amazing proposals come out of Dubsado's forms and they look stunning. Your clients will be impressed with it as well. So now we're going to create our contract and our invoice to tie into this proposal. Click Settings, and it will guide you through the settings of the proposal. So if I want the contract to show at the top and my client to be automatically directed to it, I just click Show Contract, and then I pick the contract that I want added into that proposal. If I want my invoice to show, I click Show Invoice, and then my invoice will be populated as soon as my client chooses packages. If I want my client to be able to choose multiple packages, I click Allow Client to choose multiple packages, so my client will be able to choose add-ons and not just be able to choose one. If I also want my client to have a breakdown of the invoice, so let's say I require a 20% deposit and then the remainder amount later, I can choose a payment schedule that I have already set up and apply that to the proposal. All of this will happen automatically. All I need to do is send the proposal to my client and the rest populates. I can also set an expiration date if I want to for the proposal as well. So I'm going to save this as a template and let's go ahead and test this proposal that we just built. To send a proposal, you're going to want to head to Projects, click on a project that you want to send it to, or create a new one, and then click Forms. In the forms is where you're going to upload your proposal to the project. Here's the one that I want. This is the preview of it. If I need to edit anything after I add it, I can click Edit to do any additional edits that will only apply to this client and not the main template. If all looks good, I can click Send. But I just want to show you one quick thing before I send it. I'm going to exit out of it right now. My test proposal is here, ready to send. When you apply your proposal with a contract to a project, it automatically adds that contract to the contract area. If your project already has a contract on the project, it is going to use that contract that is already there. So let's say I delete this contract and add a new one. The proposal is going to use that new one that I added. So whatever contract is here is going to be utilized within the proposal. But again, if you have your proposal adding a contract, it's going to automatically add for you. There's nothing that you need to do. Now that I'm ready to send it, I can click Send and send it off to my client. If you want to test out your proposal process as a client, head to a test job or lead, apply the proposal, and copy the link and paste it into a browser that you're logged out of or an incognito window. The reason for this, if you're logged into Dubsado and testing the proposal, it's going to know you're the business owner and is not going to let you fill it out. So for right now, I copied the link to the proposal from the project we just applied it to and put it in a different browser that I'm not logged into Dubsado on, so I can test it for you and show you how it works. Now remember, this branding package, I took off the select button and I had it pre-selected, which means I have the grand total already populated down here at the bottom. So my client already has a running total and they can't unselect this package. I also have this quantity box and the client can choose the quantity that they would like by either using the arrows or typing the amount in. If the client wanted to select a package, they can click Select Any add-ons that they want to select, they can add it on. The sample data that we had in here, fill out the questionnaire. All right, so now that I've completed this first step of the proposal, I have my grand total down here at the bottom. So your client knows before they move on what total they're getting into. Now I'm going to click Submit and Next. It automatically then took me to the contract. Because this contract had smart fields in it, it auto-populated the date, the contact person, the fee that I agreed to on the proposal, and the address. This pulled from data that I've already populated on a questionnaire or within the project area. As a client, I'm going to go in and sign, read the contract, and then sign it. Once I'm done, as a client, I click Agree and Next, and then it automatically takes me to the invoice where then I could see the payment schedule that I have set out, all the items that I chose on my invoice. I can pay that remainder and go ahead and be done and pay. So that is the 3-step process of the proposal, contract, invoice, all within one form, easily accessible for your client. It's very easy for them to view on their phone, tablet, computer, wherever they are. They can fill this proposal out, sign the contract, and pay the invoice all flawlessly. Back in my Dubsado account, I can see that my contract has been signed, my proposal is completed. I have alerts up here letting me know that my client has signed the contract, paid the invoice, and done the proposal all within one. So I can view what my client has chosen here, or I can go to the invoice and see all the things populated that my client chose on my invoice, all pre-populated out. There's nothing I did here, but just apply the proposal to the forms area, send it off to my client, and my client did the rest. A really neat way to automate proposals even more is apply your proposal into a workflow and then apply that workflow to a lead capture form. So let's say whenever a lead fills out your lead capture form, your products and services are then sent to your client via proposal, and all without pretty much any contact. Your client can pick and choose services, sign your contract, and pay your invoice, all without even contacting you, if that's how your business model is set up. Proposals are extremely flexible. I just showed you one format of how to build proposals. You can customize them so much more. Every Friday, Biz and I go in and make over proposals, questionnaires, templates, whatever forms that users have submitted us to revamp. And we have had some amazing proposals been submitted to us. So if you'd like some examples and creative uses and ideas to better design your proposals, make sure to search our Facebook Dubsado community and search for our form makeovers. And you can see those Facebook Lives for some creative uses for forms and how we transform them.